What's up, YTPC? Uncle Willie coming to you from the coop. On this Cobb Tuesday, smoking my cob. I know some of y'all are like, what the hell? Is hell freezing over? He's smoking a cob. I partake once in a while. I've got probably like 8 or 9 cobs, and there's only 2 of them that I've actually smoked enough to break them in. This being one of them, and it is a Cornell and Deal, Missouri Meerschaum, Cornell and Deal, and this is the cobblestone cobbler, I think is what they call it. Without a sticker on it, it would be a bent country gentleman with the forever stem. And it would have been cheaper to buy this and this separate than it was to buy anyway. I only participate with cobs with, couldn't tell if there was a gnat or a mosquito. Mosquitoes don't usually come out this early in the day. The mosquitoes are usually worse the hour before sunup and an hour after sunup and an hour before sundown. I knew it was something like that. I think it's a gnat. Which they're just as annoying, they just don't bite. So anyway, back to the cob. I'm not gonna be happy till I get him. Damn it. So, I'm not gonna redo this. I'm just gonna let you see my blundering ass doing what I'm doing. This usually would call for a retake on the video, but what the hey. So back to the cob. I don't usually smoke a lot of cobs, and when I do, I usually smoke something that is like not real complex, just a straight across the board tobacco of some sort. And in this case, it's one of my favorites, but it's just straight out good tobacco, good full flavor, good smoky quality tobacco, start to finish. No surprises in between, and that would be Garth Hogarth Dark Flake Unscented. It's just a great tobacco, start to finish, like I say. So I don't mind smoking a cob, a well broken in cob, with something like this in it. Like I say, I've only got about 2. I think I got 3 that I've smoked a little bit. Oh, sorry guys. That's what the coffee's for. But this is one of them, and like I say, I paid more than what it's worth, but it was a C&D limited edition, blah, blah, blah. Small batch, right? Yep, small batch. They're still available. I mean, they sell out, they'll make more, put them up there. They'll sell out, make more. All they do is put these forever stems on them and charge 20 bucks more. So, with all the cob talk out of the way, man, they're just so fast. They're like bats. They got radar. And that's the way they look when you're sitting here. You can't see them, but I can, and you see me doing all this. That freaking little gnat. So, let's sit this down. I had a friend, I'm gonna call him, since, I mean, I consider you guys friends. I don't know if I enunciated that right, but anyway, one of you reached out to me saying, how can I get your address? I'd like to send you something. Well, we made arrangements for me to give him my address, and yesterday I checked the mail and I had a little package. I had this little box, this little tin. It's sort of like a Android's Altoids mint tins, about the same size, or other little things. Like, I mean, you could use the tin over and over for different things. Be good for your earplug, your earpod things, iPod, whatever. You can put them in all kinds of different things. But what came inside of this, the outside says love life lucky copper charm. Well, love life is their saying on their lucky copper charms, and they make Craig Copper Creations. He makes rings and little copper charms and stuff like that. Well, here's a ring that he made, and I don't have large hands, so it fits my pinky. I just don't wear rings, as y'all can see. That's my wedding ring right there. I'm Mr. My wife has Mrs. on her hand. I don't wear rings. I've had 4 or 5 surgeries on each hand, and I can't wear rings. But he gave me this one, and it's a small, and it's got a little anchor. You probably can't see it, but there's a little anchor on the inside, and that's how you tell the size of his rings and charms and bracelets and stuff. Real nice work, all copper, 99.99% copper. This is like a camping scene. It's got a little truck pulling a camper, sunrise over the mountains, some birds. There's a boat out in the water. It's just a cool. It's got one anchor in it. If it's 2 anchors, it's a medium. 3 anchors, a large. 4 anchors, extra large. But it's not connected, so you can see. I'm not trying to stretch it out. But copper is soft enough that you can adjust it to make it work if your finger was a little larger than mine. But I won't wear it. My wife probably will. She'll wear it at times, but it's much appreciated. So inside the box you get this little saying here: when you must have the very best. Here is your copper reminder that every day we are one day closer to our death. So true. So love life with all your soul, without regrets, always living in the present. For the present we've been given is only our gifts to open. Craig from Craig's Copper Creations. Pretty cool. So now I'm going to show you something else he sent me. He sent me 2 other charms, and they come with a leather. It sort of looks braided. It's a leather necklace that's adjustable with that much. You got a bigger neck. I'll be wearing these as a necklace. You're gonna see me smack the hell out of myself in a minute because I'm gonna get that freaking gnat. So with these charms, you get the necklace, or you get a little carabiner that you can actually use for a keychain. So this one, he said you could use it as a tamper. I'm not gonna use it as a tamper. It's just too freaking awesome. Check that out. What? YTPC. He's had a video where he's showing that he's using it as a tamper, and you can use that in. I can't bring myself to using it as a tamper. YTPC. Yes, sir. Then the next one, when I saw this one, I just smiled from ear to ear. This one will be wore proudly. I mean, I'm proudly wear both of them, but you know me, guys. There's my Bigfoot. Yes, sir. Craig, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All of this is very appreciated. And you get I call it a sock because of being pipe socks and all. A burlap bag that was folded up in there that you can use to carry it in, or what. I was beyond words when I saw it yesterday, when I opened that package. I was just like, man, he hit a home run with this one. And Craig, I really, really appreciate everything. I sent you a message. I don't know if you got it or not. It didn't look like you had read it yet, but I really appreciate it, brother. I really do. You do excellent work. You can find those items, not so sure about my Bigfoot, but you can find those items, bracelets, on eBay. Just search Craig Copper's Lucky Charm, Copper Lucky Charm. You probably come up with it. I searched on eBay and found them. I just typed in Craig's Copper Creations and it came up and I found him. So he's not hard to find. He's on eBay. Go check him out. He's got Facebook or YouTube, Craig's Copper Creations. Go in there and watch his shorts. He's got some killer music in his shorts. Every short is like a little different thing, and he's got music playing for like the minute long of it. Everything from Waylon to Hank to 311. I mean, Nickelback, all kinds of good music. And I'll sit there and watch probably like 15 or 20 shorts last night. Had some of a little lake view or river view of it, and then some with the camper using it. Pretty cool, man. Go check it out. I'll try to tag him in the bucket down below when this is over with. So while I'm thinking, I don't know if I thanked these guys yesterday. We're doing my small batch rant, but I got a small batch of subscribers over the weekend. But these don't fizzle out like the small batch tobaccos. These last forever. So I had The Vince, 1995, Thomas Mayer, Abdullah Al Saeed, and CP. I don't know if I shouted y'all guys out yesterday or not. If I did, congratulations. You got shouted out 2 days in a row. I want to thank you guys, each and every one of you, for being a subscriber and keep returning and spending your time watching my time. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate it. But now I got a couple old things I want to show you real quick. I wanted to try to keep it kind of short, but oh well. Since I've been collecting Zippos recently, I knew I had a couple in storage. Well, back in 2002, when I was watching football and other sports and stuff, I'm gonna say it, I was a Cowboys fan. Die hard. Well, my son, not my son-in-law, my son gave me a Zippo lighter, and I put it up on my shadow box that I had. You can see it's never been used, never been opened or nothing. And it's stamped 02. So we went to stores the other day and I dug that out, and along with some other items, and I found a faux Zippo. This is actually, the name of this lighter is Penguin. High quality lighter. Number 111957, Japan. So you know it's got to be 75% good, because it's Japan, not China. It's Virginia, that's where I'm from, and it's got the state flag and the state bird, the cardinal, and then it has some memorable cities in the state, and then the Capitol building. And this was my mom's lighter, and I remember her using it for a while. But I think what she did was use it long enough that she went through one can of fuel and then she just put it in the drawer. She didn't like the idea of having to refill it, and then when you light it, it's over full. And she liked the old Bic. It was matches, and then she went to Bic. She used to buy boxes of matches, paper matches. They were in a matchbook, not a box. There would be, I think, 100 packs and each little matchbook. I guess you still get them with cigarettes. I don't know. I haven't seen matches for a while. But there's 20 matches in a matchbook because there's 20 cigarettes in a pack. So you had one match for each cigarette. If you let one go out on you, you were SOL, unless you knew somebody around that had cigarettes or lighter or whatever. So my mom used this for, I'm going to say a couple years, but it probably wasn't that long. It's got beat up over the years in different boxes and whatnots and, you know, stuff like that. But when I was like 14, I was digging through my closet because I knew there was some old pictures and stuff in there. Old pocket knives that were my dad's, and, you know, all kind of trinkets and whatnot in there. And plus I was digging through because I was told not to mess with anything in that box. So I did. I came across this and I was intrigued by it. So I opened it up. There's 7 cigarettes in here. When I found it, there was probably 10 or 11. So me being a teenager, just venturing out smoking because everybody around me, all the adults around me, smoked. I was already a smoker before I became a smoker. I was already addicted to nicotine growing up with secondhand smoke. So it was easy for me to transition smoking a cigarette. Well, I found this I snagged one of the cigarettes out of here, went off out back, went down the street, wherever, and I smoked it. When I smoked it, it was probably close to 20 years old. These were my granddad's, his last pack of cigarettes and his Zippo lighter. I got so drunk, sick from smoking that one Camel out of here. And it's got a tax, there's no date, but it's got a Norfolk, Virginia tax stamp on it. The story goes, my granddad, they called him Big Daddy. He died years before I was born. They called him Big Daddy. His wife, my grandma, was called Big Ma. The story has it, he went into the hospital and my mom bummed a cigarette from her dad. And he just said, "Here, I'll get them when I come out. When I get out of the hospital." Well, he never came out of the hospital. He passed away. I was told natural causes. Never asked any more questions. I mean, my granddaddy was dead long before I was born. But when I come across this, I thought it was rather cool. And now that I've been collecting Zippos, this one is really loose, full of dust. The flint has disintegrated in it. The stamping on the bottom has a pattern of between 1937 and 1952. I was born in 58, and he passed late 40s or early 50s. So that's how old this is. I'm going to send this lighter back to Zippo and have them fix it. So they said they can fix it no matter the date, age. They'll get it back in the perfect working order. So I'm going to email them and tell them what I have and send it in to have it fixed. And I'll show you guys what the end result is when I get it back. Now, I'm sorry that this video lasted so long, but there's a couple things that I felt like I had to do. So the next thing that I feel like I have to do is stay ready. Because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And with that being said, until next time, you know what to do. Stuff 'em and puff 'em.